That's right. That's right. Well, let's do Tsuki Zue, and we're going to do it in the way that I relearned it. Okay. When I say relearned it, I had a kind of a Satori about Jodo, and it was probably the second time I went to Japan. It was the 5th time I'd practiced with Bieler Sensei, and I had as a matter of fact, some of my seniors told me that I would go to the seminar, and they would say, "Jackson, do the technique this way," and I would do it the way that I had come into the seminar doing it, not the way they were showing it. And I kept doing that. And they said, "Why does he keep coming back if he's not changing the way he does it? Why does he come and study from us if he's still doing it the way that we're not doing?" And so one time, and let me borrow Peter, if you don't mind. He's going to grab a sword here. So, Tsuki Zue is pretty simple. In theory, it's just like this. He comes at me, and he's going to cut at me. I come offline, and then I put the stick on his wrist, and then he comes back, and I reach over and I knock him on the hand. And now I knew all the little correct pieces, like you're going to push in and down, put a little weight into him, all this stuff. But you saw the technique I did, right? I'm going to do it again. Hey! Hey!
You got a lady friend, she does her granddaughter. I was in Satori.
So what was different? It's a lot of little things, but what happened to me was I was doing Tsuki Zue, and I was doing it the way I did it, and Bieler Sensei came over. He's watching. He says, "Jackson, you have small techniques. If you do big techniques, then you can have a big spirit." And he said, "Mite, watch this." And he did kind of what I did that time. Not quite as well as he was doing it. But he did the technique, and then for some reason I decided to mimic him and to do exactly the things that he was doing and not the things that I had been practicing for 10 years. And I had Sam Tipton as my partner, and I did the technique, and his eyes got big as dinner plates, and he's kind of, staggered backwards, and what the heck just happened? And for me, I felt this weight come off of me. It was like my head opened up, my chest opened up, my ears exploded. It was really, like I said, there was a definite emotional reaction that I had to the feeling that I got from doing this. And Sensei was right. And I want to detail the elements that make up this kata. So, first element is that as he's coming out, this is the same. I step off the line. There's only one difference. When I acquire this weapon, I want you to look at, he's just attacked me straight down the middle, and I've come off the line over here. Look where the Joe's pointing to nothing. So the very first thing is that when he attacks and I acquire the Joe, I reacquire the center. This way, if he gets really frisky, I'm going to have a recourse. You can see I have the length of the weapon still. Okay. Dan actually he's meaner than me, so he does a little bit nastier. But first thing is, when you come off the line, you want to step on a diagonal and bend your knees so that rather than going 1, 2, you have 1. But did you see what I did with the tip of the Jo? As soon as my hand touches it, I reacquired the center. If he decides he wants to strike, I've got all kinds of weapons that I can use now. Here. Second thing is, Jo comes almost vertical here. And zut, there's a little bit of a circling like this. If I come straight up, I'm likely to hit this sword from below and not trap him. The essence of Tsuki Zue here is that I've got him trapped from above. Okay? This is a good after lunch technique.
Yes.
But so the first thing I do when I come off the line, diagonal back, reacquire the center. I want you to notice that I'm out of range anyway. It's not like I'm worried. This comes around, and the way I come around is like this. If I just stand up and let my center regulate itself, it's going to be over here, right? So that's about as far around as I need to go. Notice the ender, this is like making the letter D. Zut. I. Do you see what he did when I struck? There's a little bit of a lean back. That is a trained response. Hopefully not due to experience. Hopefully someone told you. But if they don't tell you, you figure it out in a hurry.
Yes, after they take the end of your nose off.
Yes. So what this means is that trapping the wrists is not just, gotcha.
If you trap it like that, see, he's got to change his wrist angle because it's not a very good trap.
Yeah. So what this does, is a good point, is that this actually regulates the wrist, but it makes it into a strike. I'm not just holding him back, I'm actually attacking him here. There is an element of breaking his spirit. Okay? He's come at me with the sword. He means business. He thinks that I'm a easy target because I don't have a sword. So he comes out here and cuts at me, and I'm going to basically let him know how things work. And how things work is, Now there's something else that just happened there that was different from the way I used to do it. And that is, let's come back to this place. From this place right here, if I draw back like this, what am I threatening? Maybe his center, but I want to show you this. Now, I'm exaggerating a little bit. I moved my foot. Without moving the foot here, I'm targeting his eyes. Even if he wants to come back in, he's going to have a little bit of trouble because I'm attacking him as he's withdrawing. He's got to withdraw. Why does he have to withdraw? Because I've got his center and I've got his hands. He wants to raise that sword. The sword's only got an edge on one side. He's got to get it back up, so he decides he's going to step back, and I'm following him with the tip of the Jo going towards his eyes. Even if I don't physically step with him, there's a different feeling involved of the stick's here, I step back, versus the stick's here, I step back, and the stick retargets. So the strategic ideas are, what do we just say? Well, I'm going to retarget here. I'm going to attack him here. I'm going to attack him here. I'm going to attack him. This was pretty much the same. The timing, how you catch him on the feet, was all pretty good. But a lot of those little things that, oh, here's something else. Remember what we did with the timing on the first Kihon? Now, if I do this, come up, and he cuts, I'm in trouble. What happens if I do the Kihon like we were doing earlier? Hey, there's no target for him. In other words, as he's going back, he can still cut my hands off if I'm not leading with the stick. I always want to lead with the stick. So little change in the Kihon totally changes my vulnerability. Do you understand what I'm saying there?
I think they're deeply confused and we should make them do kata.
Okay. Cut. 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 That's the difference. Difference is, what are you giving him? So let's do a little step by step. Do it, as I say, by the numbers, and with a little bit of attention to these Kihon points, and then we'll get some partners and play with that a little bit. Okay. All right. So let's go ahead and here. The kamae, first kamae here is called Tsuki Zue kamae, and Peter's Japanese is better than mine, but I had a friend of mine who was talking to someone about Tsuki Zue. It's an interesting word. Tsuki. That tsuki is the same as gi. It means to wear something. It's the same character as in kimono, but yeah. But
It's a different meaning.
it's a different
It's a weird
context.
kanji.
It's a weird kanji. But somebody asked his friend who was Japanese, who'd never done any martial arts before, about the word Tsuki Zue, and he goes, "Oh, that means this. It means a stick standing up like that." Sometimes this poetic Japanese is really literal. So Tsuki Zue kamae, heels together. And then when you step back, the cut comes straight for your head, diagonal backwards and bend the knees. And I want you to reacquire your target. So the stick's going to move on an angle to where it's off the line to where the sword was coming from. That's your new line. So ichi, ni, san. Shi, target the eyes. Go, roku, and then do the put away, come back, change hands, come around. If you haven't done that put away, it looks like this. Straight back, straight to the top of the thigh here. Yeah, second move, first move straight back. Second move, front hand drops to the top of the thigh. Turn that hand over. Step in front. Step forward. Yes. Confident. Okay. Okay, so again, all together. Tsuki Zue kamae. Each. Reacquire your target. Knee. Actually, I did knee here, but it's all one motion. So up and drop to the center. Think about attacking the eyes from a vertical position. Zat. Then cup the backhand and draw, attacking the eyes. Stretch and strike. And then we're going to do our put away. Each. Ni. San. Shi. Okay, kamae. One hand. So, Tsuki Zue kamae. Okay, good. Hajime. Okay. Now, I want you to evade when I strike, okay? Don't evade before I strike. Okay, come back to your kamae. And, not yet. Now, and then bring the sword, bring the stick. Now, up and trap my wrist. Here. Target my eyes and across the top. So that when this foot lands and back, you trap me here. Push to the eyes. Stop. Stop on my eyes. Okay. Do your put away. Draw back to the thigh. Draw. There you go. and switch forward. Okay. Hi. Next. Tsuki Zue ni kamae. Tsuki Zue yoi. Hajime. Hey. Yeah. Good. Here. A little more erect posture. See how low that is? There. There you go. So this is a really easy kata, right? Probably the simplest one there is.
We could be doing Katsutoshi.
We could be. This, by the way, reminds me of Aoun.
Yeah.
Funny how that works. Tsuki Zue yoi. Hajime. Hey. So you're really leaning a lot.
Oh, too much in?
Think about, if you lean, think about how far back your hips are. Think about leaning in with your, by pushing in with your hips and keeping your body vertical. Yeah. Yeah. Hey. And big. Yeah. Your technique should be really big because you're long. You're big and long. You should be scraping the ceiling. I think we got time. One more, real quick. Hey! Feel that?
That hit you better.
Hit me on the top of the head. Oh! Yeah, you're kind of
Dead.
Okay. Hold your strike a little bit longer. And what I mean by that is... Hey. Okay. Remember what I was talking about? Making sure that you get this in front of you before you attack. Hi. Next. Tsuki Zue yoi. Hajime. Hey. Kind of look like is that for someone? Nail me. Come in like you're just going to cut my head in two. Yeah. More eyes. More threatening. Yeah, there you go. Now start your strike. Hey. There it is. A little bit wider. A little bit wider. Forward. No. Forward. Yeah. Get that knee back. Yeah. That's better. Hey. Okay. We're going. Hey. Okay. Yeah. Don't you give ground. Make me give ground. This is not making me give ground. There it is. Yeah. Wait for me. Whenever you do this put away, wait for me to take 2 steps back. So, because if I'm here, and I do this, and I do this, see where this foot is?
Yeah.
You think about when someone takes that first step back, this is like a sprinter putting their foot in the starting block. Okay. That's really what I want. I want my left foot back because that means I can pounce really quickly. So right here, this is the most dangerous part of the kata when I take that first step. Now, Yeah, so wait for that moment.
Okay.
That's on. Hey! One more time. By the way, see how he has his hand here? Yeah. You want to here. Let's go. This hand. You're going to pass the straight. Look at my wrist is straight, straight. Hey! What you try to do is come back to this place right here where you've done the first trap. Now go back and now do your strike. Hunt it. Yeah. We got what's happening here is I want you to hold that strike a little bit longer so that instead of here that you think of driving me
Here?
with the stick forward. You see that? Hey. Oh, yeah. You see how there's nothing for me there. If you do a hante, where hante, so you're here, you're at this place, and now you start your strike and you start moving your body forward right now. It's not the same. You almost want to have the feeling at that point of the stick already being here and it just horizontally moves through your. One of the things that I was noticing with a lot of people is these little places. So he said it needs to be a little bigger. Okay, you're going to hear that a lot. Everybody says, "Oh, bigger." What does that mean? So it's really amazing is seeing little guys. Abe Sensei is about this tall, and how big his techniques are. You know what
He scraped the ceiling with that.
It's here. I want to give you now. I want you, if you try this, I want you to play with it, but be careful with it. Is that you can actually lift your hand up the stick a little bit. If I just raise my hand straight up, it pops the stick straight up in the air. From this position, I can attack in any direction equally. Okay? Don't exaggerate that. This is too much. This is too much. That is about the right amount. So, and when I attack him with the stick, it has a feeling of a sword strike. But I'm actually just going to come and cut right through him. And that backs him out. That is the first attitude changer. Maybe the second one. If he's subtle enough, he'll pick up the first one. But this one, there's no subtle. I'm going to brush him back. And then watch this. Go ahead. I want you to feel like you've already done the strike. Look where the stick is. And have it go almost horizontally. Okay, I'm exaggerating the timing a little bit, but that's to get you to keep the stick in front of you. And also it makes the techniques, once again, big. Again.
Hey!
Hey! Hey! Did you notice my head came forward? Did you notice me correct it? Did you notice what happened to me? When I did that, my hips came forward, and that doubled my power. And we talked about this down at the other end of the line. The very most dangerous part of this technique is his next step. That one. Pearson Sensei refers to having this left foot back is being like a sprinter putting his foot in the starting blocks. Because his next motion, if I start to give ground here, is going to be to blow right through me. So what I want to do is, I've got this wrist a little bit forward. Even though I'm at the end of the technique, I'm going to hold this on him until he backs away. Now I can move out. Okay? So if he decides to do something funky, there's a lot of cool stuff. You know, we talked about Honte Gyakute. What can I do with Gyakute? And come in here. Like I said, there's mean things you can do. You can take this and come right up through the legs. That's not very nice. You can block with this. This is a Gyakute position. And I don't know if you've taken notice of this, but Gyakute is horizontal to the stick. Okay?
Perpendicular.
Perpendicular, yeah. Honte is almost down the line. If you look at where this goes in Honte, it goes from this bone to this bone. It's diagonal with my hand pushing along the line of the stick. This is Honte. If I have this hand position, even if I'm in a Honte mode, this is still Gyakute. This is not the correct place.
And it's not particularly strong.
It's not strong. But if I'm here, this is going to be particularly strong. So this is the difference between Honte and Gyakute. It doesn't really have to do with being up or down on the stick. It has to do with how my hands are relative to the stick. This is Honte.
One point
This is Gyakute.
I wanted to make for them, do the first strike.
Which first strike?
In the kata.
On the kata.
Look where Jack's hands are. They're about a quarter of the length of the Jo apart. If he drops weight on that, if I try to raise my hands to come in, I can't get through that.
If he does raise it, he's going to.
I'm going to
what
stick
you
it in my
saw
own throat.
he's going to take it.
And I can't push in either. If they're too close together, which I see a lot of people doing,
Yeah.
he can't control me. So it's a quarter.
Also, if it's too far apart, I also have another problem. Now I'm working with a Jo that's only this long.
So that's if you're too close, check and make sure you're quarter of the length of the Jo. Then you'll have the right power. And the same thing here. Strike, he ends, it's quarter of the length of the Jo. If somehow my wrist survived that and I decide to push in, there's a lot of resistance there. If he's too close together, there's no resistance at all.
Yeah.
That's just a point you can check anytime on your own.
Yeah.
Where are my hands? Too close together, too far apart?
Yeah.
Good.
Also, I don't know if you noticed what he was demonstrating that. If my posture is here, we're used to this. Aikido people are used to this. How about that? Darn near the same. It's like having a couple of unbendable arms. If I'm here, you can feel that there's not any control on the Jo. If I'm here, look what happens to my shoulder and my hips. Everything's dame. So, yeah. I think that probably if there's a theme for what we've been doing this afternoon, it is how very, very little changes in the Kihon, in the basics, completely alter the meaning of the techniques, of how they work, whether they work. So that's what I was saying earlier, that, the beginning stuff, the Omote stuff, I'm bored with it. I want to do something advanced. I want to do this, this beginning stuff. Well, that's really the essence of the techniques. So if you get into doing Chudan, you just, in this next section, you don't have any room for error. You can't have bad.
Entirely too fast.
Right, and Kage doesn't even make sense if you don't have correct Kihon. So everything we're doing here has to do with how to properly structure your jo and your body so that the techniques will work properly, so that the kata makes combative sense. And
Can we go to 4:30? How about 4:15?
4:15.
Why don't we have them
I think
pair
that's a
up?
great idea. Okay, so
Also, the zoom will be about a fist from your cheek.
okay, so hasakamai, relax your shoulders and elbows. Here. Okay. Hajime, step forward, each knee, san, so your left foot's forward. Then raise the sword over your head, step forward with your right foot and cut. Good. Respond from the jo side. If you have to move your face back, please avoid getting hit. This would be Honte, this way. Yeah. And hey. Okay. So, and please don't lose your finger. Hey, next. Okay, the swordsman is going to step back and raise the sword over his head. Jo is going to track the eyes, come forward, strike. Tip should be up. Jodan is here. And you want to be that way. Right? Okay. Now, whoever's got the sword, you may notice that you may not be able to let your hands down without losing an eye. So take a step without changing your feet. Skiash backwards. Lower the sword slowly to your right side. Make sure that the edge is not pointed at the jo. This is called wakikamai. This is an attacking posture. Try here. Okay. Okay? And then put away. This one. Ichi, ni, san. When the jo comes to this position, feet together on the sword side, feet go back together. And then step back. And you should step back, left, right, left. Okay, moikai. Come back to your original positions. Tsuki Zue, yoi. So the jo comes forward, sword to hasakamai. Right foot forward, or left foot forward with the sword. Hajime. Left, right, left. And strike. Ooh. There you go. Yeah, now, when you do this right here, watch. Zap. Up.
Dang it.
There you go. Continue. Sword steps back and raises to Jodan. Nancy? So you have this position. And there. One fist away. Okay, now sword steps slightly back and lower the weapon in a non-threatening manner. Sword, jo does put away. Ichi, ni, san. Okay, yeah. Sword is going to step back from the feet together position because you put your feet together when they put their feet together, right? And then left, right, left, and we're done. Okay. Try again. One more, and then we'll switch. All right. Yes, sir.
I noticed a lot of people are ended up on the same angle, and Dale and I, when we're done, we're sort of like,
Well, let's see. We'll see what happens. Okay, there should be a slight angle because you've come offline here and are chasing across the line. So there is going to be a slight angle at the end of this kata. Hi. Tsuki Zue, yoi. Hajime. Hey. And right. Go back. Zut. Yeah. When you attack with a sword, watch. From here.
Okay, so the right foot in. Same hand, same foot?
Yeah, yeah. Hand forward, forward. Okay. Then watch it. How's that working?
Lovely.
You see it?
It was good. Oh, I'm sorry.
What's up?
Start with my heels together.
Hey! Yeah, bring it around and fight. Not very stable, is it? Ah, that's good. Hey, yeah, this command is called Shi-Uchikotai. Shi-Uchikotai looks like this. So Joe pretty much has the easy part. He's just going to lift his hand up and hand the Joe off. The sword is going to do this, basically. That's a good way to do it. I want to make sure when I hand the sword to someone that I don't hand it to them with the edge first. This would be considered a kind of threatening way to do it. So here, you can just lower like this. This is, and switch to the right hand. Okay? So we have a, yeah, there you go. Skinny Joe? Yeah, Skinny Joe? All right. Moikai together. Ishoni. Tsuki Zue, yoi. Too much samurai movie. You should be able to walk around all day. Ah, hi there. Hi. Okay. All right. We got positions. Hajime.
Right. Left.
There we go. And strike.
You gotta move in far enough.
Okay, so you're here. Yeah. Think about one fist between your bottom hand. He's going to count. Hey! Oh, nice.
One big step.
And now, so you slowly back out and stuff like that. Yeah. And you should, from here, don't change your feet. If you change your feet from this position, if I'm here and I step out like this, she's going to think something's up.
Okay.
You don't want to make this person nervous. Oh.
Did you get poked in the face?
So just come out lower here. And she's going to do the put away. 1,
And then when you go backwards,
2,
one step, both feet.
3, and then left, right, yeah. Okay.
You need to get ready for Japan.
I think they can give us another 5 minutes. A couple more. Right? Okay. Once more. Well, once more. Let's do once or twice. We'll do a couple. Once more with feeling. Tsuki Zue, yoi. Hajime. Hey.
Was a little close.
Hey. Yeah. About 1/4. Now, turn that back hand. Turn. There you go. Nice. Nice. Raw. Side. And over. Yeah. Make sure you got him a little bit in your sights so when you hear what. Always keep the stick in between you and the bad guy. Okay? And like my little girl always said, one more again. Okay? Yes? One more again. Form our 3 lines this way for showmen. This is I hope you got something.
Which grade are we doing?
Which you're talking about? Yeah, that's right. They changed it. Because I've been in the habit of doing this way, but I know they changed it to this side. So let's take a few breaths, okay? Mokso. Suyame. Hey. Shomeni. Hey. Gokurou-sama deshita. Thank you very much for your hard work today. Thank you.